Chapter 3. Are you ready to play, Henry?
Mr. Williams turned to the bank staff and said,
"Please continue to work as normal. There's nothing to worry about."
Everyone looked surprised. How could they work without computers? It would be impossible. No one moved and no one spoke. Mr. Williams repeated his message.
"Back to work now, please. Our clients will arrive soon, and we must be ready."
As his staff slowly began to return to work, the bank manager sat down in front of the server. Belinda stood next to him. Mr. Williams looked at the screen. He was now extremely worried. He hesitated for a moment. Belinda thought he was in difficulty and she wanted to help.
"You have to click on the email icon in the corner of the screen,"
she said.
I know, I'm not completely stupid."
Her boss shouted. Some members of staff looked at one another and smiled. Belinda knew Mr. Williams well. She knew that when he was angry, as he was now, it was better to say nothing. She watched silently as he clicked on the icon. The mailbox appeared and revealed the subject of the new message.
"Are you ready to play, Henry Williams?"
Yes, he was ready. He had no idea who had sent the email, but he wanted an explanation and an end to this situation. He opened the message, and the screen filled with words.
"Hello, Henry. How are you today? Happy? Or maybe worried? Or even angry? I haven't seen you for a long time, but I can tell you that I am very, very annoyed with you. You are not my favorite person. How many enemies do you have? At least one. Me. I am going to make you pay for what you did to me before. As you know, I have entered your new and secure computer system, and guess what? It's my system now. It was so easy to discover the passwords. You should be more careful, Henry. You don't mind if I call you Henry, do you?"
Mr. Williams was definitely angry now and confused. He asked Belinda,
"Who is this person? What does he want? Or maybe it's a woman. Why is he or she angry? I'm an honest and respectable man, and people like me. Well, most people. Isn't that true, Belinda?"
He turned to look at Belinda, hoping she would give him the answer he wanted to hear. But she wasn't listening. She was reading the rest of the message as it appeared.
"I have changed all the passwords, so now I control everything in your bank. Be nice to me, or I will lock the door again. Or perhaps I'll do something much worse. But don't be afraid. I know that you're an intelligent, and Henry, so I am going to give you a chance to save your precious bank. We are going to play a game. If you win, the bank will be saved. If you lose, the bank will be destroyed. Do you like my idea? I think it's great. It means that the fate of the bank, your bank, is in your own hands. So, Henry, my friend, are you ready to play?"
Chapter 4. Don't call the police.
It was very noisy in the bank. Clients were arriving and the staff had to tell them that there was a problem with the computers. Some clients left immediately. Some were angry and began to shout. Others wanted to see the manager. But Mr. Williams had no time to speak to anyone. He had a problem too, a big problem. 2 members of his staff had moved the server to his office. It was much quieter in there and he could think without anyone disturbing him. Belinda was sitting next to him. She was beginning to panic, and when she felt like that, she couldn't stop talking.
"What a horrible man. I'm sure it's a man. He's so evil. What are you going to do, Mr. Williams? What a terrible situation. I want to help you, but I just don't know what to do. Shall we call the police? I'm sure..."
Mr. Williams couldn't concentrate. His secretary was talking faster and faster.
"Belinda, why don't you go and make me a nice cup of tea?"
Belinda smiled brightly and went out of the office. A nice cup of tea was the solution to all problems, in her opinion. So, undisturbed, Mr. Williams was able to read the final part of the mysterious email.
This is the game. I will send you 3 puzzles, one at a time. You must solve these puzzles in just 24 hours. That's plenty of time for an intelligent man like you, Henry. You'll probably need to be a computer expert to solve them. But you use computers every day, don't you? Ha-ha. If you fail to solve all 3 puzzles, I will empty every bank account in your bank, from the smallest to the largest. All the money will disappear and your bank will be destroyed. One final thing, don't call the police. That would be very stupid. If you call the police, I will know. Remember that I can destroy your bank in a few seconds. Don't risk it, Henry. Do you think this is all a joke? I want to show you that I am very serious. Henry, do you know how much money you have in your bank account? Are you sure? Why don't you check? I think you'll be surprised. Now I am going to give your staff access to the computers so the bank can function as normal. You see, I'm not so evil. But remember that I can switch off the computers or change anything at any time. Bye for now, but don't worry. I'll be back soon.
Mr. Williams sat back in his chair. He had a bad headache. Things were not improving. He was thinking about what to do when he heard shouts of joy coming from the bank staff downstairs.
Hey! Oh, thank goodness!
The door opened and Belinda came in with the tea.
The computers are working again, Mr. Williams. Isn't that wonderful? Everything is back to normal. Maybe the email was just a joke.
Well, we'll know in a moment, Belinda.
He replied. There were 2 things that Mr. Williams could do on a computer. Use email and access his own bank account. Why did the mystery hacker tell him to check his account? He put in his password and then his account number and waited. After a few seconds, the information he wanted appeared on the screen.